Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're literally breaking down the hidden layers of defense that keep the food we eat safe, high quality, and reliable. You know, every time you pop up in a snack, grab a drink, or cook a meal, there's this massive, invisible system working relentlessly behind the scenes just to guarantee that what you're eating won't make you sick. It's actually pretty wild when you think about it.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to quickly cover defining quality, the evolution of quality, QA versus QC, total quality management, food safety and ISO 22000, and finally, a stepping stone framework called MESTI.
Right, Section 1, Defining Quality. Let me ask you something. Next time you buy a product, what actually makes it a quality item in your eyes? And do you think the manufacturer is measuring the exact same things you are? Well, probably not.
There is a massive divide between these two perspectives. As consumers, we just want reliability, right? We want good value for the price and a product that gives us zero reasons to complain. But producers, they're looking at strict technical specifications, the skill level of their workforce, and their internal monitoring systems. The whole point of food safety management is essentially bridging that giant gap.
Moving right along to Section 2, the evolution of quality. Quality management didn't just appear overnight. It actually evolved through 4 distinct phases. It started way back with basic inspection, literally just looking at a final product and tossing out the bad ones. Then it scaled up to quality control, advanced into quality assurance, and finally culminated in this comprehensive, whole company culture known as total quality management. You can kind of think of this evolution like a giant nesting doll. Inspection is just the tiny core in the middle. Quality control wraps around it by adding testing and data. Quality assurance wraps around that by planning ahead to prevent errors. And TQM, the biggest doll, surrounds the whole shebang by making quality the core mission of the entire business. And that brings us to Section 3, QA versus QC. People mix these terms up all the time, but they are entirely different beasts. Quality control is about identification. It works by failure, catching defects that have already happened, usually handled by the production team. Quality assurance, on the other hand, is about proactive prevention. It's the whole team working together to verify processes and stop those defects from ever happening in the first place. To put into perspective why this shift is an absolute game changer, just look at the waste. Relying only on a corrective technique like QC assumes that losing up to 25% of your product to waste is just inevitable. But when you switch to the preventative approach of QA, you can drop that waste down to 5% or less. That is a staggering difference in efficiency and cost.
Section 4, Total Quality Management.
Now, zoom out to the ultimate evolution, total quality management, or TQM, where absolutely zero errors are tolerated and waste can drop to around 3%. But TQM isn't just a rulebook. It's an interconnected wheel driven by company culture. It demands continuous improvement, intense customer focus, and the active involvement of absolutely every single employee. From the top brass to the newest hire on the assembly line, everyone operates on the principle that the next person in line is their customer. So, how do you actually build that culture? Organizations use a model connecting the 4 Ps: planning, performance, people, and process, with the crucial cultural glue of communication, culture, and commitment. Because let's face it, without real communication and commitment from leadership, even the best plans are eventually going to fall apart. Section 5, Food Safety and ISO 22000. Let's apply this massive philosophical framework directly to our food. A food safety management system, or FSMS, takes those exact TQM principles and turns them into legal structures. It's how a company explicitly proves they can consistently block biological or chemical hazards, meet strict global regulations, and ensure their food is absolutely safe for human consumption. When we talk about global standards, ISO 22000 is the gold standard. And under this rigorous system, the word shall is mandatory. It is not a suggestion. It demands that before a single ingredient is even handled, top leadership shall understand their organization's context, they shall commit to a clear food safety policy, and they shall plan ahead to eliminate risks. Once the facility is actually up and running, the rules get even tighter. The organization has to control all production steps using prerequisite programs, which is basically just industry speak for strict foundational hygiene and cleaning. Plus, they're constantly monitoring the system through internal audits and aggressively fixing any nonconformities.
It's an endless, continuous loop of plan, do, check, and act.
Section 6, Stepping Stones, MISTI. Now, what if you're a smaller enterprise? A mom and pop shop that isn't quite ready for a massive international ISO certification just yet. That's where localized systems step in. In Malaysia, there's MESTI, which translates to Food Safety is the Responsibility of the Industry. It's a certification from the Ministry of Health that serves as a vital foundation for small and medium enterprises to build consumer trust without drowning in international red tape. To secure this certification, businesses have to prove they've nailed the basics. 1. They must implement a documented food safety assurance program. 2. They have to ensure every single one of their food handlers is fully trained. And 3. They must maintain absolutely strict premise cleanliness and hygiene. The application process is straightforward, sure, but it is highly rigorous. It moves from an initial submission to a physical, on-site premise inspection. If approved, the business gets a 3-year certification. But actually, scratch that. They don't just pass a test and forget about it. They are subject to ongoing compliance checks, meaning they have to maintain that culture of quality every single day. So now that you've seen the incredible evolution from basic end-of-the-line inspection all the way to massive, globally integrated frameworks like ISO 22000, I want to leave you with this to ponder during your next grocery trip. When you pick up that seemingly simple snack off the shelf, think about the immense hidden web of planning, prevention, and absolute commitment it took just to get it safely into your hands. What unseen systems are keeping you safe right now? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep asking questions about the world around you.